between 80 and 100 million. I actually don't know how much sales and Power Network has done. I believe in 2014 we're going to do at least $150 million in commissions. Now we might not hit that, but I'll tell you we're gonna come dang close or exceed it because of the announcements that we're making in Miami. We're going to dramatically enhance your ability to make money in Power Network, and if you don't go, you're not going to know what that is, and you're not going to get to participate in it. And if you do, you're going to have to pay a lot more. All right, guys, I can't express to you, if you are serious about your business as a Power Network, if you're serious about your business as a big idea, a mastermind, and being a part of this community, being a part of the vision, you need to make a decision that no matter what, you're going to go to the events. Back in 2002, a guy flew into town on a private jet to do a meeting in a company that I was involved in that was selling soap and vitamins. Probably a lot of you could guess the name. This guy was what's called founder triple diamond. He was making like $500,000 a month, and flew in on his jet because he wanted to be in home in time for dinner, to have dinner with his, or to have like a late night dinner with his wife or something like that. He had some crazy story about why he flew in with a jet because he made no money from the meeting. He was just showing up to say hello, and it blew my mind. The amount of money he made, the life that he had created, it was mind-boggling. And I've had a couple of times in my life where people have given me really, really, really magical advice. And this was one of them, and I could never forget it because I waited up all night to talk to him. There was like armies of people surrounding him, like people surround Vic at our events with tape recorders listening to every word that he said because he had been able to create such magic in his life. It's kind of like if you go to our events, you watch the way people surround our leaders, especially Vic. Vic knows something that other people don't know. Right, so I waited till like 2 in the morning till everybody either passed out or go home. I finally got up and I said, man, I'm just struggling. And immediately negativity started coming out of my mouth. And this is what he said. He said, stop. And I said, stop what? And he says, stop speaking this negativity into your life right now. And I was like, okay. And then he said, let me ask you something. He says, are you serious? You've been waiting here till 2 in the morning to talk to me. Are you serious about what you're doing here? And I said, yeah. And he took me by the collar and he pulled me in like this close to his face. He looked me in the eye and he said that I'm going to tell you to do 2 things. And before I tell them to you and tell you what they are, you got to promise me to do it. Will you promise me that if I tell you to do these 2 things, you'll do it? And I didn't know what they were, and I had to say yes because I just wanted the results he'd created. He said, I want you to turn off your radio in your car. It's poisoning your mind. I can tell by the way you're talking that you're not listening to the right things. And I want you to put on things that are by people that have results, that are creating a future and are building dreams in your life. I want you to listen to audio in your car from now on. And he said, the second thing that I want you to do, and I said, okay. He said, will you do it? And I said, yeah. And then he said, the second thing I want you to do is make a promise that from this moment forward, you will never miss an event. No matter the excuse, no matter what's going on in your life, I don't care. Will you promise me to do that? Because if you do, I'll tell you what's going to happen. And I said, I promise. Okay, I'll do it. I'll make a commitment. He says, you can't fool around with me here. You make a commitment or not. I said, oh, I'll do it. And then he said something that's so fascinating to me. Is he says, and here's my promise to you. I promise you that 10 years from now, you cannot imagine how your life will be. Okay? 2013, 10 years later, or 2000, actually, no, this is 10 years later. Like 2012, in June, we do our first event. I realized it's 10 years later. Actually, it's 10 years later, like, because it was like September, around the time I met that guy. So that'll actually be our second event. But exactly 10 years later, actually, I'm standing in a room in front of 2,400 people, and I'm making more money every 30 days than my dad ever made in a year after practicing 40 years of law. I'm living in a foreign country in Costa Rica with a lifestyle that is ridiculous. And I thought back and I said, holy smokes, the reason I'm here is because I had the audacity to listen to somebody that was producing results in their life that bordered on the imaginary. And that's what BIT can teach you to do. That's what we're here to teach you to do. And if you guys want big results, you just got to go to the event, and you're going to be missing a lot if you don't. You'll regret it if you don't. And so buy your tickets and go. Buy your tickets and go is my encouragement to you, and we will make it worth your while. Is that good, Rick? Is that good perspective? I know you're going to be there, so that's why I'm going. I just want to listen to you.